Hello, and good morning. Alright, so time for another one of these, as always. Went ahead and already set up the party here. As far as the idea behind it, these three are going to be the main front push, more or less. This is Zaid Moors, so it's going to be that one where you basically just have to go cross a bunch of water. Voltaire here is going to be the kind of the push on the left. Mace is going to go deal with stuff on the right. Sarah's going to back him up, and then both Barbariana here and long-range refreshment ones are just going to kind of take shots wherever they have them, while Canopus is going to go try to save Aerosol, which may or may not happen. We'll see. She usually holds up pretty darn well, but we'll see how it goes. And then Emedia is back here just to kind of get some experience going. Want to get her to at least 4. Once I can get her to 4, she can get that maul, and then we can get going. So I switched her over to Hammers, when I decided to go with. So you got Decurion Vance, who doesn't show up way later this time. It still cracks me up every time, just how many places that guy can show up. Like, he can either show up here, he can show up on the Reason Way, or he can show up, what's it, you know kind of where that Dragoon guy is? Kind of later on, once you're doing the big northern push. I don't remember the circumstances behind it, but I believe there was a way to make him show up in that fight as well. But yeah, it's cool. Still remains one of my favorite features about this thing. Like, whenever you're going back, it's like, yeah, I know that guy. He was a total chump that other time, and now he's got his own army. It's pretty awesome. It's a nice little touch, although they don't always really explain what happened. Though they do cover with Vance. Like, here he's just kind of given chump duty, and then in the other ones he survived long enough to actually prove himself, and they're like, yeah, wow, this guy he's actually pretty darn good. So we got the usual Babbins in the background, as they do, doing their baby thing. You know, being all loud and stuff. Yeah, the archers are going to be kind of worthless on this one, so expect that. As, you know, it's kind of raining, and they've got sucky footing. It's not great for them, like, especially Canopus here. He's just, he's not going to be accomplishing very much. But that's why I brought all 3 fencers along. Now, since this side, we want a little bit of help, apparently. I was kind of hoping that, you know, despite the odds, maybe those first ones would be able to actually land their shots. Take this thing out, but unfortunately they weren't able to. So yeah, we're just going to have you move here. Probably Barbariana is going to be enough to finish that one off on the side off. Going to have Felix go this way. Yeah, we got really unfortunate luck with the rain. Sometimes you can get this one on a clear day, and that is absolutely perfect. But then, if you've got full rain, yeah, it's not going to be great. So, movement's reduced, just everything's all gross and disgusting, and actually getting to her is a bit of an annoying prospect. But yeah, we'll get there, so, you know, random funny story, right? So, in the afternoons, typically, you know, it's occasionally a little bit difficult to get dinner in, you know, because, you know, 2 kids running around, 3 during the day, 2 during the evening, and yeah, so occasionally, you know, it's a little difficult to have a quiet dinner because one of them wants to go get into stuff, the other one's, you know, hungry or wants to be held or something, but anyway, so usually, you know, we just we leave one of them with an iPad. Like, okay, you know, just go watch your shows here, and you know, we'll go with that. And also, these guys need some dodge, so let's give them some dodge. So yeah, it's funny because they have this separate version of YouTube for kids, and it's just like this constantly updating thing with all kinds of different shows and whatever for them. And one of them in particular ended up starting to stick out after a while. So, I mean, you've got your usual ones like, oh yeah, here's like some puppets counting shapes, or like, here's somebody singing about a train, and or, you know, puppets singing about shapes on trains. Yes, that's a thing. Some of them are, you know, just standard kid stuff. Some of them are downright terrifying, like just weird costumes doing weird things. It's kind of like that whole bizarre costume controversy a while ago where, you know, a bunch of kid shows turned out to be softcore porn kind of thing. Well, anyway, thankfully, it's not that. However, there is one that's this guy. I don't really know what his full story is, but I have a feeling that the guy's actually a cop that has a side gig as a kids show. Because it's okay. It's this guy named Blippy apparently, and it just dude dresses weird, acts like he has some sort of mental disorder, and hops around all kinds of random locations showing off stuff. Which okay, that's fine on its own. However, I'm fairly certain no other kids shows are allowed to like go crawl into cop cars and put down road spikes. Like yesterday, like she's looking out, like my wife's looking over at me, and I'm just like cracking the hell up, just losing it because because here's this guy like jumping around the road, like, oh yeah, these are really sharp. Like, what the hell is going on here? You know? Oh man, it's so bizarre. It was I think it was like the police car tour or something they were calling it. And like I was saying, like I'm pretty sure even if you asked, even if you got permission, they wouldn't be okay with you going through their equipment and stuff and like putting down stuff in the middle of the road. You know, I'm pretty sure they don't let you on closed driving courses and stuff. Like I'm pretty sure this guy that's acting all weird here is. I'm pretty sure he's actually a cop most of the day. I don't know. It's just like I really hope that's actually the case. That kind of cracks me up because then like by day they're going and going like busting people for robbing liquor stores, and then by relatively afternoonish they're running around just like hopping around a beach pretending to be four. it's odd. It's an odd time. All right, so far this plan seems to be working out pretty well here. Push seems to be relatively successful. Gonna go ahead and beat down on this Mr. Atropos here a little bit, which was originally the only reference to like I'm pretty sure it was the only reference to KOL period in the PSP remake, which is kind of a bummer. I mean, it was easily one of the better ones. No, we lost Aerosol. Well, that's a shame. We mostly just missed out on some dialogue. Dang. Lost a redhead. Never lose a redhead. Anyway, so that sucks. Not gonna get the pissed off at Leonard scene. I'm pretty sure in neutral you're allowed to have the option of making like a full battle out of one of duel scenes, which allows you to get her to go yell at her previous boyfriend. Any dang ways. What was I getting at here? So, I don't know. I kind of lost my train of thought, as I do. But, such is life, such is life. Alright, can you finish this guy off, please? Mr. Nigning? Nope. No such luck there. Why don't you make him guaranteed, please? And Faded Circle, such a good move. I was actually talking about it recently, but just the general flow of this game, I've only seen one other one that's even gotten close in terms of, just like I said, the general flow, like the fact that you like have somebody run and pull off a bunch of abilities, and then only then end their turn. It's like depends on how many abilities you actually want to spend per turn, kind of thing. I don't know. It seems like the closest thing to the way that the mod runs right now is still XCOM 2. That's kind of what's been. Lately, I've been loving the hell out of that thing because of the soundtrack I mentioned recently. Not just that, though. They added so much cool stuff lately. Anyway. Talking about that way too much lately, anyhow. And yeah, sorry it's been like a week since the last one of these. Actually meant to go back to it, and then I kept having sound issues. So I tried starting it a few times. Sound issues came up, couldn't be fixed by the time I had to go do other stuff, so... Such is life. Why it is that so many other things on full volume don't seem to have any issues, but this does, who knows? Who friggin' knows? Let me get Mr. Archie over here. I know your odds suck, but... Oh, wait, you got a tremendous. Okay, well, we'll save that for next time. Actually, I really like, if you haven't seen it, recently there's been another patch, which ended up upping the requirements for both of the double attack abilities to 100, so it's basically like a low-key kill move at this point. Oh, one moment. Oh, never mind, we're just faking. Okay. That's always unsettling. Why do babies always got a fake coffin? Oh, by the way, bursts got improved, so they hurt pretty darn hard now. me double check what's going on here. One sec. God, really? Yeah, trick me. I get over there, just like looks over, gives a huge smile, like, yeah, I made you look. And it's like, all kids do this. It's so weird. It's like every kid does this. It's like whether they're older, whether they're younger. Like, especially around the 1 year mark, they just love doing that. Like, oh, bet you're gonna have to check up on me. Like, yeah, I did want to check up on you. How about we don't joke about, you know, choking? It's kinda not... It's not cool. It's not cool. Don't do that. Yeah, people wonder why parents get all stressed out. And, no, because this kid's thinking it's hilarious. Like, oh yeah, check it out, I'm dying over here. No, you're not! Stop joking about that! That's what ends up leading to really weird dreams at night. Like, I had this super weird one a couple days ago. Going, like one of those ones where it's ridiculously vivid, like everything is 100% real kind of thing. One of those really rare ones. Just like wandering around all kinds of recreations of different crap I've seen and everything. And yeah, sure enough, just like every, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes or something, I guess that's what it feels like, there's just like my daughter there, like a little toddler. It's like, oh yeah, give me a hug, and I give them a hug and they disappear. I'm like, dude? It's like, stop laughing at me and disappearing. That is not cool. That is not cool at all. Like, stop freaking teleporting! And I'm like following them around this weird imaginary shopping mall. Like, trying to get them to stop freaking teleporting. I'm like, God, what even causes that dream? Like, why didn't I even question that this was a possibility in said dream? But, yeah, who knows. It's an odd time. It's an odd time. Alright, so currently doing pretty darn nifty here, not really seeming to run into any health issues aside from Canopus. He's slowly regenerating though. His regeneration abilities are pretty on point, so not terribly worried about that. Now for Tennis here, I'm actually going to have her smack some stuff. It's not as effective as her casting right now, but I do want to have her working on getting that skill up. Part of the reason is fencers, and again, I know they're not actually called fencers, but fencers can't use two-handers, but they can use cudgels, and cudgels are still pretty decent. They do give them a casting bonus, and also I want to get the first finisher on her, because the first finisher is a shackle move. So it's a high damage shackle, and that's what I want. Alright. What do we got here? Man, I wish I could use that map. We're gonna zoom out. You know, I kind of like the zoomed out map lately. Even on the Vita. It's actually pretty nice to look at. Alright, they've got that, they've got that. Thankfully, although we have less healing, so do they. As compared to the original, anyway. Alright, let's do that. Karna, who I read as Cena for a moment, and... You know, I can kind of see the resemblance. Kinda looks like John Cena. Actually, wait, they do have more healing than we do. I've been lied to by myself! Alright, let's go ahead and speed this up just a tiny bit. By the way, if you have an issue with the whole speed up thing, let me know. However, I'm probably just going to keep it on speed up from now on. I generally prefer playing that way, and, you know, it ends up saving a lot of time, so we're going to do it that way. Since, again, it's a challenge run, it's not a listen to all the music normally kind of run. Actually, that's why I was joking, well, not necessarily joking, but that's what I was saying last time I'd be interested in doing kind of like a blitz mode of this at some point. Wherein the idea is just to make all turns only last, like, maybe 5 seconds or so. So the idea is that there really isn't a whole lot of time to go and decide things. But it's typically how I normally play it, and I typically tend to play that way better than when I actually think about it for whatever reason. And it sounds like I'm about to go have to check on something now. Nice! See, that's what makes Berserker so freaking good right now. Could they do that in the original? Yes, but they were so friggin' slow and awful and... Okay, I take that back. They weren't awful at all. Sanguine was ridiculous. It was one of the most broken attack moves in the game, but just point being, they were far better of a kind of single target elimination thing than what they're doing now, where they're just absolutely ace at crowd control. Like if they ever group up, you can go do some amazing stuff. Whereas in the original, you could occasionally do that, but by and large, it was one of those cases where they could go hit a single guy for like 200, and then they could go hit 3 for like 50. It's like that's worse. That is objectively worse. Why would I do that? But anyway, what in the crap? Look back, and one of the kids like jumping up and down on her butt. Just like hopping forward across the floor. Alright, well, that's something. Smack this guy a little bit. We'd like to have him out of the way because he's messing up our movement. Alright, do a driving cut on her, and you can finish her off. A little bit of a waste of damage, but we'll be fine. Alright, can't quite get that guy from here. But she might be able to snipe him from here, and/or this might kill off long-range refreshment wedge. Nope, she nailed it. No. Almost a decade of this thing, I still can't figure out where the shots go a lot of the time. Oh well. Maybe I suck. Maybe I don't. No, I definitely suck. It's no question about that. Alright. Strengthen and resist fire. So, got a question earlier. How do you actually boost your damage? You know, well, aside from improving weapons and that kind of thing. Buffs! There's so many buffs, and they matter now. Always crack me up. So in the original, there were... I mean, it was the exact same amount of buffs. Arguably more so, even. And I've almost never, ever used them, because there was rarely ever a point. It was like, okay, you know, does your guy have ridiculous strength, or no? That's the thing. You always had a couple units that were just so much stronger than everybody else that it didn't even matter if you buffed them or not, because it would barely make a difference. Alright. Yeah, bursts might need a little bit of a nerf, actually. Just something I've been noticing lately. I should probably mention that to Rakes. I've been using them a lot, and they are pretty darn beastly at this point. Like, compared... Okay, so Deadshot here would do 7, Burst would do 68, so... I think it's due to the fact that they have a damage type assigned to them. This, let's see, does... Yeah, regular air, this does crushing air. So that's probably why. Since it basically gets past armor. No! You killed long-range refreshment lunch! How dare you. There's no way this will hit. Yep. Axes have way shorter range, but I wanted to try. There we go. Smack you. Yeah, at this point, I don't know. I don't really know why I'm going around finishing off everyone. I just need to get rid of Vance. Where he does his dance. Maybe he joins the Vances. I can never not see that guy as Lance Vance. Despite the fact they look nothing alike. I should have used a burst there. Take advantage of the broken crap while it's still here. Oh, I probably should have mentioned, this is actually on 92E at this point. Yeah, I don't think I mentioned that. Well, if I didn't mention it, that's what it's on. That's what's going on right now. Also, I should have used her to go snipe that fairy out of the sky. Instead, I'm going to use him to go slightly tickle this guy with an arrow. Polkaraya. That sounds like a weird Soviet disease. Weird flying STD. What fairies are? I don't know. Boom. Oh, by the way, so I've been testing a different death build lately. It's not actually that different. But lately on my main run, I've been testing a just dual sword Buccaneer on Denam, because I've been trying to get up get a gunblade on that file. And wow, once he gets past rank 6. Like, this isn't really special to him, but, yeah, high-ranked swords are friggin' ridiculous at this point. Oh, wait, I'm attacking the wrong guy. Whoops. Sorry, Voltaire. It's okay. You have the tankiness to take it. But yeah, no. They are absolutely just absurd as far as their evasion goes. I'm not really sure why their evasion goes so high compared to seemingly everything else, but yeah. I've had several instances now with like Denam taking on 7-8 guys at one time, and it wasn't anything to do with stats. Like a couple hits were enough to take him out, but you know, it was still a thing where he was basically using evade to tank like crazy because Buccaneers get evade, and yeah, just like running around, just double cutting everything, and yeah, finishing him off with tended to finish off a lot of stuff with Bad Blood, which has since the armory rebalance, that one's been kind of really showing itself in kind of a pretty nuts way too. It's like, comparatively speaking, like a regular double slash does like 50-50. You know, you get the sleep one that does like 60, and then like Bad Blood comes in, it's like 170 plus Venom. So that's been nice. It's been a nice thing. Let's go ahead and just burst this guy a bunch. Yeah, you definitely don't have the range to go attack a little bug. It's alright. We can start working towards that. He's just going to get in the way. Now she definitely doesn't have the range to actually heal herself, or heal him, so she gets to live. Oh man. He's just going to go patch himself up like it's nothing. Fine. See how it is. Alright. Continue beating on this guy. Why are you no dead yet? Alright, one more. We just need a good Archie shot or something. This might hit. Almost dead. You go that way, you stay here, you do nothing because you're way too far away. I'm gonna need you to do that's not gonna do jack. Alright, let's see what you can do here. You do that? That's gonna do nothing. Yeah, long range refreshment one's just gonna... It's a question though, do we I think I'm gonna risk it. I should probably just get her out of here, but I don't wanna risk it. Thank you, Cashwa, for finally deciding to join the fight half an hour later. Now she ends up getting taken out because he no longer had a back attack. Good job, idiot. Alright, there we go. Nom nom nom. He's like, oh man, I'm all sad now. That person that was trying to kill me is no longer trying to kill me now. Plus we got a bandit mark out of that. Alright, crafting is available, so we can do that. So I will give this a little bit of a pause here, and be right back.